Hey there, Papa's Posse. Don't forget about that QR code. Take you to my eBay, YouTube, and Instagram page. Well, welcome back to the channel there, Papa's Posse. Once again, it's time for Papa's Comic Books, coffee, and more. Welcome back to the channel, Papa's Posse. It's Papa's Comic Books, coffee, and more. And today we have Captain Savage and his Battlefield Raiders, number 18, 15 cents back in 1969. Title of the story, The High Cost of Fighting, by Gary Friedrich and Dick Ayers. Now, before we begin, don't forget, this book and others are available on my eBay page, Papa's-Comic-Books. Let's see what's happening with Captain Savage. Move it, mister. We're breaking out of this death camp. And the synopsis, with the help of Gwenny Lee, a beauticious young Chinese girl, Jay Little Bear has successfully destroyed a Japanese ammunition dump and made his escape from the enemy stronghold. Now, following their rescue by a Navy seaplane, the triumphant Leatherneck and his lady Fair return home. There they are, doll. Just like I told you, when Jay Little Bear comes home, the raiders always turn up to whoop it up for him. Here they are. I never doubted your word, and I am most happy. However, at the same time, I am sad for Gwenny Lee. Huh? Now, ain't that just like a blasted female? She's escaped from the Nips and bound for a new life in America, and all she can say is she's sad about it. You misunderstand me. I am happy for the things you mentioned, but my heart is heavy because I know we must soon be parted. It's Little Bear, all right. Hey, there's somebody with him, and it looks like it is. Thank God he's safe. He's got a girl. And a beautiful girl at that. You should have figured there was a dame behind your missing our rendezvous back at the Nip Island. Same old Sarge, just as lovable as ever. Jax, are you not going to introduce me to your comrades? There is no need for that, Sherry. I am Corporal Larocque, but you may call me Jacques. It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, Corporal. It will be, I assure you, first we will have the dinner together, then a stroll in the moonlight. Knock it off, Romeo. There'll be no time for that later. I want a full report from you, Little Bear, and I want it now. Yes, sir. The Nips captured me, but I finally broke away and blew the ammo dump. It was in trying to get away that we ran into trouble. Gwenny Lee here'd been a big help to me, so I just had to take her with me. Not that she slowed me down any. You keep running, honey. I'll try to hold them off. I will do as you say, but please hurry. We must reach the boat soon, or they will overwhelm us. Well, somehow we managed to make that beach, where the little lady had hidden a raft. That meant all that was left was us to get in and float away from this island before the ammo dump went up. Get in that thing and start paddling, baby, and don't stop for anything. I'll hold the Nips off as long as I can. Then I'll swim out to you. Now move. So I kept mowing down the enemy while she paddled out to sea. Then, when I figured it was only a minute or so time till the big blow up, I started swimming. Keep going. I'll catch you as fast as I can. When the island blows, hit the deck and stay down till the debris stops falling. Then, boom! After the explosion, things went blank. I guess the concussion knocked me out, and I probably have drowned if good old Gwenny Lee hadn't been there to fish me out of the drink. But she was there, and she did pull me out. That's the only reason in the world that I'm here to tell you this story. I guess what I'm trying to say is I owe my life to her. Anyway, I came to a couple hours later, and there she was, hovering over me with tears streaming down her pretty little cheeks. I guess she thought I was a goner, seeing as how she didn't know how indestructible I am. From there on, it was just a matter of floating and waiting and praying, because we didn't have any food or water, and we knew if help didn't come in soon, it'd be the end for us. The old Little Bear luck held out, though. A day and a half later, we were spotted by a Navy plane. Then within an hour, 10 minutes or so, we were aboard and heading for home. Okay, that'll do for now. The rest of you snap to attention while Little Bear tells the lady goodbye. Then we're all heading for the barracks. I want you all to get a good night's sleep since we get a big mission coming up tomorrow." Then their final farewell spoken, Little Bear and Gwenny Lee are parted, although perhaps not forever. "Oh, Jay, if only I could have told you how much I've come to care for you, but I won't give up. Someday, some way, we'll be together again." And some 10 minutes later, in the barracks, which is home to the Leatherneck Raiders, "Mon Dieu, look at the expression on his face. Could it be that his fearless wrestler has been bitten by the love bug? Well, if there's anything it can't stand, it's a lovesick Injun. I never thought I'd live to see the day, but I'd say that the little chick has definitely put the hook in him, but deep. That's enough. You're the ones ain't going to be good for anything after I break your crummy necks." But a captain would normally break up a situation like this quickly, however. "Sorry to barge in like this, Captain, but I got a special delivery letter for you. Guess you couldn't hear me knocking over all the commotion in here." So the fight continues as the Simon Savage eagerly tears into the envelope containing a long-awaited letter from home. A letter from Commando Leader may soon wish he never received. Were a superior officer to walk in at that precise moment, Savage would have a grave trouble. But the oblivious to the fact and all that surrounds him, as he grimly reads on, until, hold it! Look at the captain. He looks as though he had come face to face with death itself. A letter, and he's tearing it to shreds. Something's wrong, Jacques. Something's awful wrong. And I guess it's up to me to find out what it is. "Captain, wait a minute. I know something's eating you. I figure maybe you need to talk to somebody about it, huh? I mean, me, being your best friend and everything, well, don't just walk away from me. Shut up. I want all of you monkeys saddled up at the seawall in 30 minutes. In the meantime, I want all of you to keep your mouth shut, and I want you to stay off my back." Then, as Savage stalks silently, "I can't figure it. We weren't supposed to leave until tomorrow." Then Captain gets a letter. And before we know, it's chewed and heads off and ordered us to leave today. What the devil's the Captain go? I mean, I've never seen him act this way before. Like a man with a grudge against the whole world. I don't like this. I don't like it at all. A man that's having his guts eaten out by personal problems ain't got no business commanding a combat mission. But, like it or not, the Leatherneck Raiders are soon aboard the USS Seawolf, bound for yet another Japanese-held Pacific island, where death and danger wait anxiously to greet them. The only difference between this and 100 other missions being that this time their leader doesn't really seem to have his heart in the perilous task at hand. "All right, you miserable meatheads, this is the situation. We're hitting another island. And this time the objective is a prison camp where we're to rescue an important American officer. For the time being, I think that's all you'll have to know, so I'm going to dismiss you and assume that you'll follow my further instructions implicitly during the course of the mission. With luck, that procedure should keep us all alive. Alive in the shadows. Alive. Let's see. Now we're only a few minutes off the island, so I want you to prepare for landing immediately. And let me add that I don't want any guff from any of you at any time during this mission. Any word goes, my word goes, and that's the end of it. Finally, here's a picture of the man we're after. Take a quick look and memorize the face, then get ready to swim. Good luck, and I'll see you in the drink." Then, 10 anxiety-filled minutes later, "I'm telling you, Savage is cracking, so you better stick close to me. Thanks for the warning, Sarge, but the captain is still in charge, and I'm betting I'll stay with that way." "I'm with you, Stone. Anything's better than betting on your life on a walking, talking version of the Marine hymn. Knock it off, you numbskulls. Don't you know we're in enemy territory? From here on in, I want you to keep your mouth shut and your eyes open. If you'd been doing that from the start, you'd already know that there's a jeep full of nips patrolling the beach." And as the suddenly silent Marines look toward the vast expanse of the sand that is their first objective, they soon discover that no matter what the personal problems gnawing away at him, their captain still has his mind and eyes first and foremost on his duty. We see him, Captain, but I don't think they're anything to worry about. So everybody just dog paddle for the couple of seconds while your red brother sees what he can do about them, slowing them down. Stop the jeep, but cautious. It is difficult to control a vehicle with a blown-out tire. Whoosh! I find it hard to believe this has happened. This vehicle has equipped with new tires only last week. Ah, it as I suspected. But who could have penetrated one of their tires with a knife while we were moving? Certainly there is no one in my command who was strong enough to perform such a feat, unless, of course, American saboteurs. That's it, Shorty. Just keep flapping your jaws another couple of seconds, then it'll be too late. Boom, pow, suck. Nice going, Stone. Now we'll take care of the other two. Oh, okay, that takes care of the first stumbling block. What's next, Captain? We have to get rid of the bodies and the Jeep. If the Nips find them before we're finished, it'll be as good as signing a death warrant for all of us. But since it's my unpleasant task to play nursemaid to you miserable car babies, I'll do my best to keep that. I'll be my best to see that I keep you alive. And if you could help out just a little, I'd be most appreciative. I'll just stick the accelerator on this pile of junk and aim it for the drink. Now, if you jokers have gotten rid of the bodies, I assume we can carry on. And so the Marine raiding parties plods into the steaming jungle, knowing that in addition to that constant threat of instant death, the dark cloud of dissension in their ranks also hangs heavy above their heads. Okay, we've gone about as far as we can go today, so keep quiet and pitch camp for the night. From there on, you can do whatever you want till morning, as long as you don't make any noise. And don't bother me, just leave me alone, and I'll see you tomorrow. Come on, see? What's it all about? We've been friends too long for you to play games with me. You're right, Stone. If I don't talk to somebody, I'm going to blow my stack. Let's get away from the others, and then I'll tell you what's bothering me. What do you think it is? Let's see. There's something about me you don't know, Blarn. Maybe the picture will explain. Okay, let me have a look. Hey, nice-looking babe, and cute kids, too. Who is it, your sister? No, Blarn, that's my wife, Kathy, and my 2 kids. I met her while I was in Annapolis, and I guess it was what you might call love at first sight. I went with her all through my senior year, and when I graduated, we were married. Things were great for the first couple of years. We couldn't have been happier. But when the war broke out, she thought I should get out. She was tired of being a Navy wife, alone. Half the time, I convinced her that I had to do my share. So I sailed for the Pacific, and she promised she'd be wait for me for the 2 years remaining in my hitch. At the end of the time, I promised her I'd give up the Navy for her and the kids. But, as Savage continues his story, Americans. That explains the disappearance of the Beach Patrol. There are too many of them for the 2 of us to attack, so I suggest that we return to our base and report the presence of them to Major. Agreed. If we hurry, we can be back with the attack before the enemy wakes up. And so, ever so stealthily, the Japanese soldiers flee into the jungle, carrying information which could well prove fatal to the sleeping Leathernecks, were it not for the almost uncanny and sensitive airs of Simon Savage. Sit still and look, real natural. Blarn, I think we've got company. You stay here and keep an eye on things while I give them a rousing welcome. Then, following the enemy's progress via the almost inaudible sound of their footsteps on thick foliage, Savage gives chase, and within seconds overtakes his quarry. Okay, creeps, supposing I show you how the big boys play war. You will not be so blazing, pig, with 6 inches of steel in your stomach. That could be, but who in the name of JoJo's going to put it there? Certainly not you, squirts. The first thing you got to learn about fighting is to know when you're licked, and I'm just the Joker who's going to teach you the hard way. Of course, I don't have the time to go into detail, so I'll just have to hope you boys are fast learners. Oh, then 5 minutes later. Now, don't you fellas worry about your officers going to say when you finally get loose. Just tell them you got kind of tied up. And now, if you'll excuse me, I've got business to take care of. Captain, that you? No, it's Hirohito. Come to pay a social call. I think that's the captain's way of saying, up and at 'em, you gyrenes. Sacre bleu. Just when I was dreaming I was with the most ravishing redhead. But in time of war, there can be little pleasure, not even so much as an uninterrupted dream. And so within minutes, the Marines are once again on the march, steadily plodding onward toward yet another rendezvous with death. Stone, you move up front alongside me. I want to talk to you. The rest of you, fall back about 20 yards and keep the distance until I motion you to close rank. I just want to finish telling you the story, Blarn. I was at sea, off on a couple of years after that. Kathy didn't like it much, but she endured it. And we had 2 wonderful kids. I had everything and more, but Kathy didn't see things the same way. Then finally, 2 days before my hitch was up, I can tell by the way you've been acting, Si, that you're thinking about staying in the Navy. But you promised to get out, a normal job, and to make a home for the children and me. I know what I promised, and I'll keep my word, but only if you force me to. I'm a sailor, Kath. That's the part of me life, and I know I could never be happy doing anything else. But if I have to choose between the Navy and my family, you know I'll have to choose you. But before Kathy could give me an answer, the Japanese Navy did. You see, the day I had to make my decision was December 7th, 1941. Well, I guess that tears it up. That tears it, honey. You heard the president. All enlistments and commissions are frozen for the duration plus 6 months. I'm sorry. And just 2 days later, I was on a battleship assigned to guarding the troop convoys crossing the Atlantic. So in the end, I had no choice as to my future. Uncle Sam made it for me. It must have been terrible for Kathy not knowing from one moment to the next if her husband was dead or alive. She'd been left alone to raise 2 children without having any idea whether or not their father would ever return. She wasn't a strong woman, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised at what she's done. I'll get to that later, though. For now, it's time to get to work. The enemy compound just below us. So let's get down there and do what we have to do. Good luck. We're going to need it. Then, ever so cautiously, Savage sneaks up into the row of huts surround the compound. Only a couple of guards around, so I may be able to bypass them. It'd be nice to do a job without getting shot at for a change. Not that it makes much of a difference to me or me anymore, but I might as well keep working until the bullet that'll put me into peace strikes home. Now, according to this map, they're keeping the general in a hole, which should be just around this. There it is, but there's a guard on it. And as the hard-as-nails sub-commander turned commando springs into action, looks like I'm just going to rot in this hole. Can't expect them to risk an invasion force just to save me. It's time like this that make me wish I could believe in miracles, though. And no sooner has the thought crossed the general's mind than a miracle lands on his feet. A miracle in which a compound by a dangling rope is in his face. Grab hold, General. We ain't exactly got all day. Good Lord, man. I must be dreaming. But if I am, please don't wake me up. I hate to disillusion you, Captain, but they blew reveille about 10 minutes before you arrived. I wouldn't think of it, sir. Just keep moving so we can get out of here before the Nips hear us. You're just this walking bundle of good news, aren't you? Americans! Americans! They are trying to rescue the prisoner. Cut them down before they succeed. Boom, 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 boom. Then before the Japanese can fire a shot, there's our cover. Now start running, boy, before the smoke clears and we get caught like sitting ducks. Then as the smoke and debris from the hail of American hand grenades begin to clear, after them, kill any American in the area on sight, with the exception of the prisoner, who must be taken alive. Okay, you leathernecks, the captain and the general are in the jungle, so now it's our job to see that they get a good head start. Let's tear into those Nips like there was 1,000 of us, and we don't quit shooting until there ain't none of them left for us to shoot. That's what I call pouring it on, Marine style. Now keep moving till we've wiped out the whole camp. Thinking back to what they must have put Gwenny through, it almost blasted a pleasure, Sarge. And judging from the shape this place is in, I say the Nips won't be using it again for a long time unless they can borrow the Seabees from us to help them rebuild it. Then almost as suddenly as it began, the battle ended. And the tattered banner of the rising sun is all that's left of what's been once proud Japanese prison camp. Okay, looks like we've done about all we can. Cleaning up we've got time for. So let's head for the beach before another 100 Nips show up out of nowhere. Uh-oh, what's going to happen? Finally, totally exhausted from the ordeal, which is now behind them, 6 of the Marine Corps finest reached the quiet, deserted beach. And within moments, a few brief flashes on the horizon indicated that their pickup submarine has arrived. All that remains is for them to reach it, the only way being to swim. We're almost to the tub, Blarn. I want to finish my story, that is, if you're not too tired to listen. That letter I got yesterday, it was from Kathy, and it said what I feared every letter from her was going to say. Don't stop now, Si. You've got this far. Rest of it can be much harder to get out. But if you could just wait till we make it to the sub, I think I might be in a better listening condition. And so Savage remains for the remainder on the 200-yard swim, until at last he and his bone-weary crew will hold aboard. Then, safely bound for home, the story which knots tightly into the throat can wait no longer to be free. To make a long story short, Blarn, she's going to divorce me. God, how I hate the sound of that word. But there's nothing I can do about it. There's no way I can even talk to her. So I guess my whole life's just gone down the drain. Everything's in life means anything to me, lost. And all because of this stinking, lousy war. But combined with that, the fact that I was too stupid to quit when I had the chance. I'm sorry, Si. I never had any idea. But maybe it can still work out. Why don't you go below, shave, and get a good night's sleep? Shave, sleep. What the devil for? For all intent and purposes, I'm dead, Blarn. That letter killed me, just as surely as any Japanese bullet could have done. So what difference does a shaving make? Sorry, Captain. I guess you want to be alone now. So I'll just head below. I gotta quit thinking about them. That just makes it all the worse. But I can't help but wonder what right a man's country has to expect him to give up as much as I have. The silent service is next. And that was Captain Savage and his Battlefield Raiders, number 1815 cents from 1969. Hope you enjoyed that little reading. And don't forget, this book and others are available on my eBay page, Papa's-Comic-Books. Please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. As Papa and the Captain always say,
that was easy.
Until next time, Papa is out.